It's Monday morning, July 21st, 2025, and the special legislative session called by Governor Abbott is beginning. The session is meant to cover three things. First, a THC bill that he last minute vetoed, presumably so he could call this session to get his second agenda item seen to, and that would be redistricting our state mid-decade. That means redistricting when we are not supposed to. The third item on the agenda is flood recovery, an issue that impacts us here in Texas 21 very specifically. Texas 21 is home to Camp Mystic, Kerrville, Comfort, Center Point, and make no mistake, we were last on this list. I'm running for Congress in Texas 21. I've always been proud to be a Texan, but in preparing for this race, I've learned that proud doesn't quite cut it. I am deeply devoted to Texas. I come from and belong to the Texas Hill Country. I was raised here in 21. This is not just a district, it's a community. This is a 10-county neighborhood. Out here, we even call ourselves by one name, the Texas Hill Country. We share common ground, we share stopping ground. We are a we. Though not yet official, the first proposed maps to redistrict our state to give Trump 5 more seats in a House that he has lost would divide our Hill Country county by county, carving west and north across the state. They propose to butcher us like a field-dressed axis. And why? Because it serves a man who has done such a bad job, he's losing power, and rightfully so. So he called on his friend Greg Abbott to interfere with the outcome of elections here in Texas come 2026. Now let me be clear. The governor may request lawmakers redraw the maps, but they are under no legal obligation to do so. They can and should say no. Not just because they can, but because it is the only appropriate answer to a power grab dressed up as a policy. This is wrong. Not just because it's a blatant erosion of our democracy, which both of these men ought to understand but seem not to, but because it's personally offensive. Texas is in nobody's pocket. There isn't a Texan alive who's afraid of a fair fight, except maybe Chip Roy, who currently represents Texas 21 and has nothing to say about making sure we stay fairly and rightfully represented. I'm a Texas Democrat in Texas 21. I'm exactly the kind of person they're trying to disenfranchise. And my own congressman has nothing to say about it. So let me say it again. Texas lawmakers are not required to comply with this request. They can vote no. And if they respect the people they represent, they must vote no. The rights of Texans are not political chips for elites to use in some bid to gain favor in Washington. Texas is for Texans. And anyone elected to represent us at any level has only one job to do: to serve Texans. It is not the other way around. Special legislative sessions last only about 30 days. This is a sprint, not a marathon, y'all. So expect to see me up, down, and all around the Capitol. I'll be there reminding every lawmaker in the building exactly who they serve. You. My message is very simple. There's a time for compromise, for negotiation, compassion, and there's a time for consequence. This is the latter. This is the time for a hard no. The only response DC deserves to this violation of Texas voters' rights is a defiant and resounding nope. I'll be headed to the Capitol bright and early Wednesday morning to hear what's being proposed for flood recovery related to the recent flooding of the Guadalupe and to prepare for future flooding, because we know that that will happen here in 21. If you're free, I suggest you come to Austin too. If you're not, follow what's happening however you can. Watch the news, listen to the radio, stay tuned online. Make sure you know what's going on so you can speak up how and when you need to. Call your rep, call everybody's rep, and tell them, vote no, and also give us flood sirens. We need Texas in her full strength to show up, to support our neighbors affected by floodwaters, to ensure our voices are not erased by rigged lines, to remind every elected official, you work for us. I don't care whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, or otherwise. and neither does our democracy. Send a clear message. Take your hands off Texas. See y'all out there.